So, what does this from bed to yoga mat mean to you personally? And what was the turning point that led you to begin this journey and bounce back in life?
Yeah, that's something which every time I recall, I have some goosebumps. Didn't notice in the sleep much what has happened, but when I got up and I was about to step down the that passage area on the bus, and I was like, why am I not able to move?
Mhm.
I was getting up with little difficulty. I thought it could be a tiredness of the travel, but when I saw that I'm not able to step down, I realized there is something wrong that has happened.
All right. So, in your entire coaching experience, in terms of motivating others, right? So, what are some myths that you have come across that people have about recovery or starting a wellness journey? And how do you bust those myths?
One of the things that pained me a lot is that, like it happened with me also, it happens with so many others that until and unless the stage comes that you are really miserable, you don't want to improve. That's a sad state.
Even Steve Jobs has insisted on that thing, right? You'll not realize until you get there. And
Yes.
nobody can buy health.
Yes.
That's impossible.
Yeah. So accidents can happen in anyone's life.
Right.
Okay. But uh, would you want to make a comeback to the, come to the yoga mat after lying on bed? I wouldn't want to see anyone doing that.
So, folks, you have tuned into TGV and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, the world's only quadrilingual podcast at this moment of recording. And we are trying to embark into multiple languages as we speak. And here we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. And we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host, Navin Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. And thank you so much for tuning in. So, folks, we are excited to launch a brand new series focused on health. And this is TGV Health Hero turned Health Warrior. It is a special series brought to you in collaboration with India's leading wellness support community, My Crack the Wellness Code India. And in this inspiring series, we spotlight real life heroes who have battled serious health challenges and who have reclaimed their lives and emerged stronger, transforming into warriors who now uplift and empower others. And these are the stories of grit, hope, and the power of human spirit. So, as part of this series, we are pleased to introduce the very first speaker, Sharadh Kamra. He is a certified yoga instructor and he joins us from Jaipur, India. He's a lifestyle coach who transformed his life by overcoming personal health challenges. And he now empowers professionals to lead healthier, balanced life through mindfulness, yoga, and workplace wellness. Sherat also serves as Director of Program and Content at My Crack the Wellness Code Foundation, curating impactful wellness initiatives for modern lifestyles. And that is how I bounced upon him and I got connected. And in fact, this entire team at CWC India is doing amazing stuff. And kudos to Naren Bakshiji and also VK Kalaji, Sharadh Kamraji, and everybody, the entire team who are trying to empower people in terms of becoming better individuals by taking charge of their health. So today we are going to prepare. So today we are going to dive into an important conversation on the topic at hand, from bed to yoga mat. And before that, here's an exciting twist. As always, let us tickle our guest's brain first. So Sharat, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'll mention a few, and I would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without
Sure.
thinking much. All right, great.
Sure.
Hello, I'm Steve Ahern, one of the judges of the Asia Podcast Awards. I'm interrupting this episode to let you know that you're listening to an award-winning podcast. This podcast won its category in the 2024 Podcast Awards, so you know you're listening to quality. Enjoy your listening experience, and congratulations to the team who created this award-winning podcast for you.
I love the energy, and we'll get started. My first word is curiosity.
Seed of knowledge, I will say.
Invention.
Yeah. The change maker.
Future.
Bright.
Universe.
Vast, deep, and reason for our existence.
Leadership.
The ingredient to make things happen.
Success.
Comes from an unconditional smile.
Health.
The true wealth.
Money.
A byproduct.
Life.
A beautiful mystery.
And here comes the last one. Fitness.
Vehicle to achieve anything you want.
Wow. Simply superb and spot on responses. I really appreciate you participating in the first rapid fire round, which means there is one more rapid fire round toward the end of the episode. So stay tuned. And first of all, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. And thank you so much for being part of our journey. So, how are you doing today?
Fabulous. I'm awesome.
Excellent. Excellent. I love your smile. And we'll get started. Sherat, we'll start with your guiding voice. Talk to us about who is your guiding voice.
I will say we all have that guiding voice inside. It's our own conscientiousness that's there to tell us what's right or wrong. It's very intelligent, it's intuitive, and it does not let you down.
Wow. And now let's get to your success mantra, as in share with us the top three things that have contributed to your success so far.
I would say resilience is a very important component, and faith, and as I said rightly earlier, conscientiousness.
Conscientious.
So, faith, resilience, and conscientiousness, three things I will say contribute to our success.
Mhm. Very profound. And when we spoke for the first time, right? You mentioned from bed to yoga mat. That is truly inspiring. And I was enthralled by the story. And I want you to talk to our audience about that. So, what does this from bed to yoga mat mean to you personally? And what was the turning point that led you to begin this journey and bounce back in life?
Yeah, that's something which every time I recall, I have some goosebumps. uh, so, this is something which dates back more than 20 years. And I was making a return journey from one place in Jaipur, near Jaipur. And I was in a public transport, and I was, uh, you can say, uh, traveling. While traveling in the bus, there was a big pothole. And I was on the seat of the, just above the wheels, and the bus went into that, and the bus came out of that. It was on good speed, and I was asleep,
Hmm.
and so my body jumped up, it hit up, and then I was back on the chair, and I damaged my spine, actually, uh, especially the lumbar spine area. And when I didn't notice in the sleep much what has happened, but when I got up and I was about to step down the that passage area in the bus, and I was like, why am I not able to move?
Hmm.
I was getting up with little difficulty. I thought it could be a tiredness of the travel, but when I saw that I am not able to step down, I realized there is something wrong that has happened. And uh, that was something which brought me to bed finally, before which the entire journey would had to start. So uh, went to best of the orthosurgeons, went to best of the physios, neurotherapists, naturotherapists, Ayurveda doctors, went to every nook and corner to find out who could actually cure me. And sadly, not much of the answers were there with the orthosurgeons. They said you'll have to go for a surgery, perhaps. And I said, what's the guarantee? They said, there are no guarantees.
Hmm.
You'll have to follow a specific lifestyle, this and that. I said, anyhow, I can do it now.
Mhm.
So if it is only with the lifestyle, then why should I go with the surgery? So I was not fully confident that I should go for a surgery, and I started exploring different options. Uh, 2 years, 3 years, I kept on struggling. I would recover a little with the help of physio, then back to the bed. This happened every year. But yeah, medicines can only bring a sedation effect. You can get anti-inflammatories, painkillers, but they cannot cure. So I was in a fix, and I was then referred to a doctor in my in-laws' place, and he did a lot of good work on my body. He was a naturotherapist. He gave good massages, and I realized that somewhere this is working. So I got back on track on working, but I was told that I should not get into any stressful, strenuous situations.
Mhm.
So I kept it light to begin with. And gradually, when 2007, I come across doing deeper practices, yoga, pranayama. That's when things started turning back, that I don't have to fall on bed again. That is something which helped me a lot. So, uh, 2007, things changed for better.
Mhm.
It's not that immediately everything was gone, but with that consistent yoga practice, I was, getting better. And one thing I realized gradually, once you're fine and off, then, you get into again thick and thin of life. I started giving misses to my yoga sessions, classes, or pranayam. And I would see that, the moment I do this 2 or 3 days down the line, I would start feeling miserable or heavier on my back. So I realized that this is the way to go.
Mhm.
And then I made it an essential part of my life. I never said a no to any yoga classes. So I learned Sudarshan Kriya. I learned yoga. A lot of things I learned on the Art of Living platform. Uh, so after that, there was no looking back.
Mhm. So inspiring, and in fact, you have now become a health warrior, which is really, really motivating. And for those of you who are feeling low due to ill health or something, I think we have a real role model, perfect role model in front of us. And
Yeah.
Sherat, you have been a great inspiration. So I'd like to dive deep into your situation when health was at its lowest.
Yeah.
So what were you going through physically and emotionally? Did you ever feel like, right? What was really the thought?
That's an interesting story within itself, because
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, I had come to Jaipur from my hometown, and I had with me my wife and my 6-month-old son, and it was a patch of life wherein my father wanted me to come back. He said, "We have a lot of business. Why, you want to suffer here, this and that?" I said, "No, I've made a choice in my life that I'm going to be here, so I'm going to be here." And I was well determined. Although I was feeling miserable, but that one thing was very clear in my mind, that I'm here for a cause, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to make that backward journey at all. So physically, I was challenged, but mentally, I was very clear. Of course, emotional upheavals were there. I
Mm-hmm.
had closed a startup before coming to Jaipur. I had burnt my pockets well, so I had to take a strong call. I said, no, no matter what, I'm not going to go back.
And then what was your wife's reaction at that time? I think it takes a toll on them, right? In terms of seeing something turn upside down and all, right? How did she react?
Inside, I would say she was shaken, but I would say she is a courageous lady.
Oh, wow.
And reason behind getting me to move here and out, he said, I'm not going to hang your boots like that. So yeah, she was a strength for me.
Excellent, excellent. No,
Yeah, yeah,
I think that plays a very, very important role, right? Having a
yeah,
supportive spouse. Yeah.
yeah,
All right. So let's move forward. A while ago, you mentioned about yoga, right? So talk to
yeah.
us about how yoga played in your recovery, and how did you first get introduced to it?
So, uh, those 2, 3 years earlier were, of course, a struggle. Till then, I was not much into that rhythm of yoga. It was 2007 only that I got into the rhythm of yoga. And when I was visiting, I'm very glad I got very good physios to work on my body. So after the initial introduction to yoga, when I learned the Sudarshan Kriya program, I learned the pranayams and everything in one of the Art of Living programs. So the understanding that came was that whatever physio was guiding me on my exercises, that all was somewhere part of yoga. So I said, I can do these things on my own. Why do I have to be so reluctant? And the way the yoga was taught to us was so interesting, so juicy. I would say that I was smitten by the experience that was coming. So what actually would happen in a physio session was simply you're moving your body parts. But when I learned yoga, we were guided how to integrate your breath, how to integrate your mind into every movement. I think that is something which impressed me a lot. And that movement started. And one of those health patches where I was uh, not doing so well, and one of our Art of Living teachers, he said, please come for this morning for a follow-up with me, and we'll have a good time. So my family was like, what? You are on rest and you're going for a follow-up session, you'll do yoga. So I said, no, I have to go. So somewhere your conscientiousness, your inner call that no, I have to go. Anyhow, things are not getting better just by lying on bed. So I took that little courage out and went there. It's not that I was in deep pain, but then yes, there was a lot of stiffness related issues when you are on bed for a longer period of time. So I went there, and I remember that one of those fit days I had uh, taking a little of adventure. I had learned Surya Namaskar.
Mhm.
And that day, the instructor guided me that how we're going to go very slow with Surya Namaskar. And he played some nice mantras of Surya Namaskar, and we were making movements along with that. So I started hesitantly, but gradually took a grip. And I felt after a few rounds that I was feeling much better, that my body was opening up, it was responding, and I
Mhm.
was able to communicate better with my body, understanding what is going on inside. So I would say, along with, of course, the warm ups, the gentle rotations and exercises that you do in physical movements you do in yoga, I would say the game changer was Surya Namaskar.
Mm. So Surya Namaskar has made a noticeable difference in your healing. And are
Yes.
there any other asanas other than Surya Namaskar?
So there is a yoga, sequence which is taught
Mhm.
in Art of Living, that is Padma Sadhana.
Mm.
So it's a set of few asanas you do in a sequence. That is again very helpful. It's not as adventurous as Surya Namaskar, but then it's very healing. It's very meditative, I would say.
Mhm.
It helps you, feel more serene and calm. Yeah. So those asanas, very few asanas you do just sitting. You start with body rotation, and then you do some lying on stomach asanas, then you do some lying on back asanas. So all those are very helpful. I would say, if I have to name a few, I will say uh, Bhujangasana, the cobra posture. That
Mhm.
was very helpful for me. And the other is Natarajasana, that we
Mhm.
do
Mhm.
lying on back.
Right.
It asks you for twisting, movements and your legs and whole body. So I would say these two are ones which in many ways helped me.
Yeah. Got it. And let's move forward and talk about the mindset shift from feeling stuck in bed to
Yeah.
stepping onto the yoga mat with intention. Again, this is not easy, especially in India. Again, I'm not trying to belittle our folks, but
Yeah.
I've seen many people around who feel that if they have gone through some major turmoil, major physical
Hmm.
stuff, right? Maybe some accident or something, they feel okay, our life is there, but
Yeah.
you have bounced back, right? So talk to
Yeah.
us about the mindset shift.
So it was like, when I got regular with doing yoga, and I felt much better. And anyhow, I had become part of the volunteering community there, and I was contributing. A time when teacher would not be there, he would say, "Sharath, I'm getting a little late. Can you just do the few rotation guide on that?" So it all started from that,
Mhm.
and then I felt somewhere empowered inside.
Right.
I said, why not to, there's so many people who are suffering around, and why not to be kind of a change maker for them? Anyhow, a lot of things had started happening when I was feeling better. I was part of few volunteering projects. I started helping the teachers organize the courses for art of living, and people would interact. And when you would get, in spite of what all was going on inside you, people see you smile and you feel like, yes, they acknowledge that, you have grown somewhere in your life. So people would come to me, they would ask for some help. And I felt that, Sharat, there is some other thing, which is a divine plan, perhaps, that you're being guided into some direction. And that's how things started. And gradually, slowly, and then after those few volunteering things, there was a team in Art of Living, which was after me to become a teacher.
Mhm.
And that journey started. And finally, first I started teaching Sudarshan Kriya. I was started facilitating. So in those Sudarshan Kriya program, anyhow, you would guide people for the pranayams, which are part of the course. You would do so all those asanas and you know uh, meditations. So that journey had already started. That had started making quite a lot of difference in my life. The way I had started seeing life from a holistic perspective, and uh, not to mention, if I miss that part, I would say that would be injustice to the
Mhm.
whole story. Along with all that, I would go often to an Ayurveda center here, and get some Panchkarma therapies.
Mhm.
Uh, so that was something which would give me a lot of deeper healing experiences. So the combination of the entire thing had become a story within itself, a lesson within itself. So
Mhm.
anytime people would come to me that, oh, we got to know that you healed yourself this way. So can you please guide us? So that journey started. People would come to me and ask for help. I also have a backache. What should I do? So I would guide them for the movements that helped me. I would guide them to go to a Panchkarma center and get some Abhyanga or, different kind of healing therapies from there. So that had started happening before I realized that I had been counted as a wellness coach. That all had actually started. So mindset shift happened when I was told that, look, your journey, whatever has happened with you, is not just for you. It's a
Yeah.
lesson for so many people, and you got to share it and help more and more people to be better.
Yeah. Yeah, this is again truly inspiring because from getting stuck, right? You have rose with a lot of aspiration, and now coaching many others around you, right? So
Yeah.
it definitely something which will give a ray of hope to people that get stuck.
Yes. Yeah. And it
Amazing.
all started reluctantly, actually.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I was not sure, is this the path for me? Those questions would always be there. By that time, it was not that kind of surety that this is what I want to, or I would want to do for the rest of my life. I was many a times, you know, uh, into the academics, teaching management subjects,
Mhm.
and that patch was not so easy on a careers, front. I would have to take career breaks, and whenever I would take a career break and again stand up, and I would approach the institutions known to me in the circle, and they'd seen me teaching, and they would say, "Okay, Mr. Kamra, this is what subject right now we have. We do not have a full-time faculty for this. Can you take this?" think about it every time you're plunging in and you're taking a new subject in your hand to teach. So, yeah,
Yeah.
so it took its own toll, but then I learned a lot during
Right.
that spaces
Mhm.
also.
Excellent. Yeah, learning is key, and especially we should have that kind of mindset. And
Yes.
yeah, moving forward, typically in the recovery phase, right, when you are trying to bounce back, things will be really slow
Yeah.
based on my limited observation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, were there moments when you felt like giving up? What, but and if that is the case, what kept you going?
So, uh, when you learn yoga, when you learn meditation, the kind of environments in which you go, those are actually kind of spiritual, you can say. And certain things hit you inside. You start absorbing more of that knowledge. And kind of learning that comes to you is that you are just a witness of the journey happening rather than being so looking at myself as a sufferer. I started looking myself as a witness of a story that is unfolding. So of course that would give me strength, but other than that, yes, there would be low moments.
Hmm.
And when you see people in your similar age group, similar profile, may not have kind of medals that you have of your academics with you and still doing, a lot better than you, things would hit you. Why me?
Mm, yeah, yeah,
That would come. But something that gives you energy to bounce back is understanding that you are here for a cause. And one of the spiritual, teacher I really acknowledge here, and he said that don't worry, until and unless your story is done, you won't leave the planet. So I said yes. So feeling glad about what all good you have in your life gives you strength.
yeah,
Feeling the kind of family you have gives you strength. Your parents are with you, your family is with you.
yeah,
When you're suffering gives someone, you know, I'm talking about my wife. Someone gets enough energy, I'm not going to see you like that. Uh, that gives you a lot of strength, I would say. And
yeah.
when you see your parents feeling sad, not
Hmm.
able to see you in that condition, it can give two kind of emotions. One is sense of helplessness, and the other is that I'm not going to be in bed for a long time. I have to bounce back.
Yeah.
So what hit me hard was the second part. I'm going
Mm,
to bounce back.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have to author a book if you haven't started already.
Yeah, I have it on my mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So definitely, I think this has to reach millions across the globe.
Yeah.
And let's move forward, Sharat.
Yeah.
How has this transformation impacted other areas of your life, your work, relationships, or sense of purpose?
So, uh, life keeps changing gears actually.
Hmm.
When I passed out from my master's, all that I had in my mind is that I'm going to go and join back my family business and make a huge difference. Okay. Comes a jolt and you take another turn. During my master's days, I was told by someone, "Hey, you are a great orator. You speak so well." And people with their own prism will look at it. So those who are academicians, and they said you should become a lecturer. So I became a lecturer. As a second thing, I realized I have some strength over there, and I was a gold medalist, so I was very thorough with what I had learned for those 2 years. So I got jumped into that, and when all these struggle in the life came my way, and I realized that I have taught too many subjects in the management education than anyone would else would have, and I'm more of a generalist. And then I didn't want to be tagged as an academician, to be honest. It's not that there's something wrong in that, but just that my prism was much larger to be focused on one role and goal. So I was going through that learning when I became a visiting faculty so many times, or a
Mhm.
part-time one. And when this experience happened, and gradually when those volunteering opportunities gradually started pushing me to become an art of living teacher, that's when things changed. And that was the inner call that I want to spend more and more of my time making a difference in the life of other people, teaching courses, guiding people in yoga and pranayama. So all that started happening uh, uh, gradually. And when it was a tough call where I was winding up a lot of business stuff in my hometown when my father had actually left the planet, that point of time, I realized that I need to take a pledge now. So rather than being split into two different professions, I thought I should look for something which is more meaningful, which connects more with my deeper sense of, call, you can say, inner call. And
Mhm.
before, uh, so this opportunity came my way. I've been knowing Narenji for more than 2 decades, I would say. And he, we were in touch through social media. And also, so uh, he caught hold of me. He said, Sharad, I have a role and goal for you. I said, okay, man, what is that? So my family had just shifted, and we were actually in the process of shifting back to Jaipur,
Mhm.
as I had winded up everything in my hometown. So he said, take it. I said, I'm not sure if I want to do it full time. He said, I'm sure. And so that's how I got into this role.
Right.
And so that was a call that, yes, I think this is a very noble thing to do, to bring a difference in the life of people. What I was doing as a volunteer in Art of Living, it took a full shape of something which is now uh,
Hmm.
keeps you 24/7 into one thing only.
Right. Yeah. Got it. So, how do you now use your story to help or inspire others, especially those dealing with health challenges?
So, as I told, even before getting into the tag of being a wellness coach, people would come to me.
Right.
And as I progressed, went through teacher training programs, whether for happiness or wellness or yoga, or for corporate training for wellness and yoga. So all that started happening, and things started falling in place, I would say. And when more and more people know you, and they see that you have made a difference in your own life also, someone from 94 kg turned into 72, 74 kg,
Wow.
having worked on himself. So people really notice.
Hmm.
And people not just notice you as to how physically you've done, people also notice that how, no matter whatever happened in your life, you've only grown, and you're more into that deeper space, that not only you're healing yourself, you're able to heal others. So people acknowledge, people notice, and they come back to you, they ask for your help, and that's how the story starts. So so that's how things happened in Crack the Wellness Code. Also, we ran a couple of different programs. I started uh, hosting more and more of health experts, wellness experts. I also interview them like you're interviewing me right now. But yes, that is more from the space of getting to audience to know different ways they can heal themselves. So as
Yeah.
the name goes, Crack the Wellness Code. So
Mhm.
inspire people to find their own way in which they can heal. We can only expose them to knowledge.
Yeah.
So whatever learning I had in my entire life, having experienced so many different therapies and pathies, uh, so there is something good in each one. I realized the way they
Okay.
help, and the reason why it's very important for people today to integrate all the different options they have to heal themselves. That inspiration came from my own experience, I would say.
Mhm. All right. So, in your entire coaching experience, in terms of motivating others, right? So, what are some myths that you have come across that people have about recovery or starting a wellness journey? And how do you bust those myths?
One of the things that pained me a lot is that, like it happened with me also, it happens with so many others that until and unless the stage comes that you are really miserable, you don't want to improve. That's a sad state. You know,
Mhm.
people should focus more on preventive healthcare. Why at all should you fall sick? Uh, People do not learn to manage their health, their diet, their physical regime, and they keep on going on in the grind, keep making lame excuses. Oh, I get up at this time, I sleep at this time, I'm late from my office, or I'm late from my shop, or I'm late from this, and then I get up late. Those are not excuses. Think about it. You only have few days. What best would you want to make out of your life? And would you want to leave a wrong example for your next generation? That to earn money or to make a livelihood, you really have to suffer, uh, and compromise on health. That's a question which everyone needs to ask. So that's something which pains me. People do not want to learn from experiences of others, and at times they don't even want to learn from their own life.
Yeah. Mm.
That pains me.
Yeah. No, it makes sense actually. Like I think even Steve Jobs has insisted on that thing, right? You'll not realize until you get there, and
Yes.
nobody can buy health.
Yes.
That's impossible.
Yeah. So accidents can happen in anyone's life.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But uh, would you want to make a comeback to the, come to the yoga mat after lying on bed? I wouldn't want to see anyone doing that.
That makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
All right. So, Sherat, this has been truly inspiring conversation, and it's time for us to add some fun and excitement to the episode,
Yeah.
which means
Sure.
we have to kick off the second rapid fire round.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Sure.
All right. So, I love the spirit, and here comes my first question.
Yeah.
What would you say, like in case if you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
Live life king size.
Live life king size. Superb.
Yeah.
And can you describe yourself in just one word?
Catalyst.
Catalyst.
Yeah.
And the most adventurous thing that you have ever done?
Cannot forget that. To go alone in a hospital and be admitted there for 21 days and come back new.
My God.
Yeah.
And one thing you believe that most people disagree with.
Uh, I would say non-vegetarian food is not good for us.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
then, yeah. What's a book or movie that changed your perspective?
Uh, have you seen the movie Guru,
Yes.
which starred Abhishek Bachchan?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It has been claimed that it's based on the life of Dhirubhai Ambani.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, but then, yes, there are quite twists and turns in that movie that really changed my perspective of life.
Mhm. All right. Thank you. That is one of the inspirational movies. And with that, it's the time for the last one for the rapid fire. What is one electronic gadget or a fantasy gadget that you'd like to see or invent yourself?
I would like to invent one myself, and that would be a mind reader with an alarm. The moment it goes into negative space, it buzzes.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I love it. And after that amazing second rapid fire, let's flip back to the mainstream.
yeah.
And if someone that is tuned into our episode today feels like they are at rock bottom,
Mhm.
what is one small step you would encourage them to take?
Get on a yoga mat with me for 30 minutes.
Good one. Good one.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah,
And I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. And I think this is one of the rarest occasion where you are on the other side of the table.
yeah.
Right. So, how does it feel like? How is your experience being hosted on the guiding voice?
Oh, wonderful. Not just for the sake of complimenting you, but I would say you are amazing, Naveen, as a host.
No, I loved all the way you interact with people. I've gone through the interviews and all, and again, no preparation as such, but At least I wanted to meet the expectation, right? So you are an amazing host. All right.
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. So thank you so much once again for joining us today, and also
It was
for
really a pleasure.
proposing this particular series, TGV Health Heroes and Health Warriors. So folks, stay tuned for another speaker in this series. Okay. So, friends, that was our episode with Sharadh Kamraji. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request in case if you have enjoyed the conversation and found it useful, please share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who would also like the guiding voice to spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now it's time for us to hop into the trivia segment. Since the series is about the health heroes turned health warriors, I thought of presenting you about well-known people who faced severe health issues and made remarkable recoveries. And the first one in the list is Lance Armstrong. He was diagnosed with stage 3 testicular cancer that had spread to his lungs and brain. And Armstrong made a full recovery and went on to win 7 consecutive Tour de France titles. Though later it was stripped due to doping, but the recovery itself is still a marvel and which is inspiring. Next is Sharon Stone. She suffered a massive stroke in 2001 and had a long, painful recovery. She lost her memory, speech, and motor skills temporarily and rebuilt her entire life and career with sheer determination. Third is about Selena Gomez. She battled lupus, underwent chemotherapy, and had a kidney transplant from her best friend. And now she advocates for mental and physical health awareness. Last but not the least, Nick Jonas. He was also diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age 13. And he went from critical health to becoming an advocate for diabetes awareness, all while performing on global stages. So, likewise, if you are aware of any health hero or a health barrier, do let us know about their stories. If you're watching this episode on YouTube, you can comment there. Or if you found this episode on any other social media platforms or audio platforms, you can comment there as well. So, folks, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. So, until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.